is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn. During the next 2 hours, we're going to spend some time talking about a wide variety of topics. Everything from what it's like to grow old and have a little aches and pains. And we'll be doing that with the insane Daryl Wayne and our friend Ken Jeffries. We'll also be talking about BioTouch, the healing power of our fingertips, and we'll also end our show today talking about Star Wars. You know, Star Wars came out just a couple of days ago, and can you imagine being a health Jedi? We'll find out how you can become a health Jedi during this edition of Late Night Health. Before we go to our first guest, I just want to introduce the insane Daryl Wayne. How are you?
Wow,
Daryl?
you sound just like that guy that introduces Jimmy Kimmel now.
From your mouth
Yeah.
to God's ears. $1 million contract, I'm done.
Well, he made some good money in the music business because he was the lead singer of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones as well.
I was the lead singer in my bathtub.
Yeah, I understand. Rubber Ducky.
Rubber Ducky, I was
so
very
many
good
ways.
at that. Yeah, I know. And we have Ken Jeffries.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
We have,
Hello.
Ken and I worked at a radio station together 30-plus years ago.
Oh, yeah. 19 recordings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
that.
Ken and I worked together in 1985 at an all-comedy station in Thousand Oaks.
It was the same station. It
I was
changed
actually the news director of that station on an all-comedy, a news director for an all-comedy station, as I like to call it, being a night watchman in a day camp, which it just didn't make any sense.
Got it.
But
Well,
it was a job.
We are going to start our show by talking about a new film called Eternal Salvation. I'm going to set this up by asking everybody a question. What would you do if you woke up in the prime of life and you had a serious health issue? Our guest is Tim-Gautier. He is the managing director for Eternal Salvation Productions. He's the writer and director of the film as well. Tim, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thanks for having me, Mark. I'd like to start off by making a correction.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually the writer and producer. The film is directed by a very talented young man named Reed Simonson.
Gotcha. But you did write it.
Correct.
Did you have in your own life a situation where health of you or a family member went kaflooey?
Well, I don't want to get too into my personal health issues, but I have had health challenges in the past, and without health we have nothing, and briefly, I had to deal with an intestinal problem for about 8 years of my life, and it was a very intense health issue that I had to deal with, and by the grace of God and through some natural remedies and herbal medication, I was able to heal myself, and I'm doing great now.
Which is terrific. What inspired the script?
Well, actually, the script is a fictional tale. It's a fictional story, and the inspiration is the actual title, Eternal Salvation. I'm a Christian, and I wanted to tell a story of a man who has everything the world can offer, but once his health is taken away, he has to look within and find out what really matters, what's really important in life. And so our lead character, Jonathan Wright, played by a gentleman named Bradley Snedeker, who's a brilliant actor and did a great job in the movie. We chronicle the life of Jonathan Wright, who is a successful investment banker, has everything, and one day on a golf course, he suffers a brain aneurysm that changes his life forever.
But this is something that could happen to any of us. I mean, as we grow, as we're over 40, as we're over 50, and maybe even a little bit beyond, you think that people today, men and women, they exercise, they eat right, yet you just never know when some kind of catastrophe like this happens and changes your life. We say here at Late Night Health all the time, health is number one. There is no question about it.
I agree. Without health, you don't have anything. You you can't function. Your life that's the focus of your entire life. Getting well. How do I get well? What can I do to stop this pain, to get rid of it? And trips to the hospital. That's not quality of life. No one wants to go through life suffering from some type of health ailment. It's the worst. I don't care how much money you have. If you don't have your health, you have nothing.
I always think of Steve Jobs. I mean, here is a man who is worth literally billions and is struck down in the prime of his life.
Sure.
Right? And it's something that I think we can all relate to. In taking a look at what happens to this man in the film, and we're going to have, if you go to latenighthealth.com, we'll have Tim's picture and a little synopsis of the film and a link to his website so that you can actually download the film, I believe. Isn't that how that works?
Actually, it's not ready for download at this time. It's ready for pre-buy. You can pre-buy the DVD. The official release for HD streaming and digital download is Tuesday, March 8th, 2016.
Gotcha. Well, we'll have that up so that people who are interested can do that. In Eternal Salvation, is this something that you think everybody can relate to? I know there's a religious connotation to it, but if you're Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Christian light, Islamic, I'm trying to think of something.
In search of religion here.
In search of religion
here.
Yeah, maybe you should change the name of the film.
A plethora of beliefs.
Yes. Can everybody relate to this? Anybody?
It's a very relatable film. I actually it was screened by a company we're working with who's actually doing some marketing for the film. And what a young lady who's heading up the marketing aspect of the film, she actually spoke about how relatable the film is. We deal with him dealing with issues on his job. There's some intrigue in the film as well. It's been described as a Christian Wall Street. So there's an element of betrayal in the film. So he has to navigate different circumstances that happen in his life that are real life circumstances that anyone could deal with or be faced with.
Gotcha. And apparently the one of the stars of the film, actress Isabella Kuda, Megan in the film Eternal Salvation, was never supposed to be able to walk, yet she had surgery and really a health miracle. Can you explain that?
Sure. Isabella Kuda, she's a very talented young lady. She plays Megan in the film, as you just said. She was born with spina bifida and a tethered spinal cord and wasn't supposed to walk. And she was operated on by Dr. Ben Carson, who's now a Republican presidential candidate. And she's a healthy, young, vibrant young lady now. She's walking, talking, and living life to the fullest. Acting, exactly. And living life to the fullest.
Was that an easy casting decision for you when you met her? Because of her.
The interesting thing about Isabella was she didn't actually come into audition in front of me and the director. She did a self-taping. She actually videotaped her audition and submitted it to us via the internet, and that's how we got a chance to see how talented she is, and we cast her based on that submitted video.
We're going to talk in our next few minutes about the change that the character Jonathan Wright experiences, because he's a high-powered individual. He is an A personality, right?
He's definitely an alpha male. Absolutely, he's an alpha male. He's got everything. He's got the looks. He's got the job. He's the vice president of business relations for a well-established investment banking firm. He travels in those circles, the financial world. He's at the top of his game in the financial world. Absolutely.
In studio with us, Ken Jeffries and, of course, the insane Daryl Wayne. We're also talking with tim-gautier. Tim, where are you? You've got a local number, but you're on the East Coast, I believe.
No, actually, I'm here in the greater Los Angeles area.
What? Give me a break here. Let's take that out, if you don't mind, Daryl. Okay. In the film itself, who are some of the other performers, and what kind of changes can we expect to see in the film as it relates to their perception of health?
Their perception of our lead character, Jonathan Wright?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Well, we have his wife, Amy Wright, who's played by Jessica Morris. Now, Jessica Morris had a 5-year, she appeared on One Life to Live for 5 years as the character Jen. So she has a very loyal following.
Oh, that's a good thing.
In the soap opera world.
We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation about eternal salvation. And, of course, Daryl and I, and maybe Ken, will give our pitch for your next film as performers, because we are radio guys with faces for radio, but we need all the help we can get, and we're trying to break into the movie business. Our guest is tim-gautier. You're supposed to laugh, Tim. Our guest is Tim-Gautier, the managing director and producer of Eternal Salvation. I'm Mark Alyn. This is Late Night Health. Join us at latenighthealth.com, latenighthealth.com, and like us on facebook.com/Late Night Health. We'll be back.
Late Night Health with your host, Mark Alyn, will continue in a moment. Please stay tuned.
Thanks for calling Consolidated Credit Counseling Services. Can I help you?
I sure hope so. I'm in debt.
Is it credit card bills?
Yes, I have 2 credit cards that I'm making minimum payments on and another that I'm behind on. I owe about $5,000.
What interest rates are you paying?
Between 18 and 22%.
At that rate, it'll take over 20 years to pay off.
Wow, 20 years?
What Consolidated Credit can do is work with your creditors to lower your payments and reduce or even eliminate your interest charges. You should be able to pay everything off in 3 or 4 years.
What do I have to do?
Just give me some details and get ready to celebrate your freedom from debt.
We're Consolidated Credit. We're here to give you freedom from debt. Call now for your free consultation.
If I had known it was this easy, I would have called years ago.
Call 1-800-229-1964. 1-800-229-1964. That's 1-800-229-1964.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunlight Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by New York Department of Financial Service and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031.
Have you ever needed a flashlight and reached into a drawer to find your flashlight is dead, and then go to put in new batteries only to find the insides are all corroded? Now Hybrid Light has created a solar-powered flashlight that requires no batteries and also charges your cell phone. Hybrid lights are durable, waterproof, and hold a charge in the dark for up to 7 years, and perfect for any emergency or everyday use. Now you can get your own Hybrid Light today for only $34.95, and if you mention health, you'll receive a Hybrid Light headlamp absolutely free. That's our durable Hybrid Light with a free headlamp for only $34.95. A value of $60, only $34.95. Call us today at 800-297-8109. That's 800-297-8109 to get this special Hybrid Light offer today. 800-297-8109, 800-297-8109. In the promo code box, type in HEALTH. 800-297-8109.